The Vault of Secrets. Roma stood on the edge of discovery. This door, hidden for years, held answers but also unimaginable dangers. She hesitated, then placed the key in the lock. Inside, the air was thick with dust and secrets. The chamber stretched deep underground, lined with old artifacts and strange symbols. Roma's pulse quickened. She was about to uncover her father's darkest secret. At the center of the room stood an artifact unlike anything Roma had ever seen. Its surface shimmered with a faint glow, casting eerie shadows on the walls. But why had her father hidden it? And what power did it hold? As she reached for the artifact, Roma felt eyes on her. The shadows shifted, and she knew she wasn't alone. Someone had followed her into the vault, waiting for the right moment to strike. Suddenly, the floor beneath her feet gave way, and Roma jumped back just in time. A deadly pit opened, jagged spikes lining the bottom. Whoever had designed this vault didn't want anyone escaping alive. Before Roma could react, a masked figure attacked, their weapon glinting in the dim light. Roma ducked, narrowly avoiding the blow, her heart pounding. She wasn't just unlocking secrets. She was fighting for her life. The chamber echoed with the sound of their struggle. Roma fought with everything she had, desperate to survive. She was no longer the quiet girl watching from the sidelines. She was in the middle of the fight. In a desperate move, Roma grabbed the artifact. The moment her fingers touched its surface, a shockwave of energy erupted from it, sending her attacker flying across the room. The artifact was more than just an object, it was alive with power. As she emerged into the night, Roma found her ally waiting. But his eyes weren't filled with concern, they were cold. Roma's heart sank. He had known about the artifact all along. He wasn't helping her, he was using her. With her attacker stunned, Roma ran, clutching the artifact. The tunnels twisted and turned, but she didn't stop. She had what she came for, but she wasn't safe yet. The enemies of her father were closing in. Roma stood her ground. "Why didn't you tell me?" she demanded. Her ally smirked, stepping closer. "You were never supposed to know," he said coldly. Roma realized she was trapped between enemies, those in the shadows and the ones she thought she could trust. Before Roma could act, black cars roared into the alley, and armed men stepped out. They were here for the artifact, and they would stop at nothing to get it. Roma's ally stepped aside, his betrayal complete. Roma ran as fast as she could, her lungs burning. The armed men were getting closer, and every second counted. She didn't know how to use the artifact's power, but she knew she had to keep it away from them, whatever it took. Just as she thought she was out of options, Roma remembered a place her father had once told her about, a safe house hidden in plain sight. She slipped into an abandoned building, locking the door behind her. Inside the safe house, Roma found old maps and notes. Her father had been part of something bigger, a dangerous conspiracy that stretched far beyond their family. The artifact was the key, but unlocking its power came with a deadly cost. Alone in the safe house, Roma's mind raced. She had uncovered her father's legacy, but it wasn't the life-saving secret she had hoped for. It was a dangerous puzzle, one that could destroy her if she wasn't careful. The game had just begun.